Today I'd like to talk to you about confidence. And the first question I'd like to ask is, what is confidence? I've created the model which I think explains it incredibly simply and effectively. And that model is confidence equals self-belief over doubt. So what that simply means is if our self-belief is greater than our doubt, we're confident. If our doubt is greater than our self-belief, we lack confidence. Now, simply looking at that, you would think there are two ways to build confidence, and one would be that you can just increase your self-belief, and the other one would be you can reduce your doubt. But I think that's a myth, and in fact, the doubt does not need to be reduced. In fact, what I talk to people about is we need to embrace your doubt. Doubt is a good thing. Doubt is here to protect us. Doubt is here to create humility. It keeps our feet on the ground. It gets us to second guess ourselves and not get too far in front. It is also there to ensure that we're not reckless, to make decisions that are going to hurt us in some way. But a fourth thing I believe, which is a little controversial I think for some people, is that doubt is a constant. And what I mean by that is doubt doesn't change. It's always there in the same quantities. Now clearly you'd be thinking right about now, well hang on Phil, there are times when I know my doubt is greater than other times. There is times when I feel really confident and I don't have much doubt, and in certain other things I have a lot of doubt. And clearly that's when you're doing something that you've done many times before, you're going to have less doubt, and when you're doing it for the first time, you're actually going to have more doubt. I understand that. But doubt is not the issue. In fact, I would love to get us to normalise doubt and hopefully reduce anxiety in the workplace and in society. Let me explain it to you this way. I want you to picture a glass sphere. What we're going to do with the sphere is we're going to inject two types of gas in there. One being a green gas, which equals self-belief. The other one being a red gas, which equals doubt. Now the good thing about these two gases is they're not going to mix in together and create brown gas, right? They'll keep completely separate. Now I want you to picture this sphere. If we inject 1/3 red gas, but 2/3 green gas, so we've got twice as much green gas in there as we do red gas, what would the sphere look like? Now if you've got it right and you've pictured it right, it's going to look like this. It's going to look more green than red, and that would equal confidence. But if we were able to remove most of the green gas, say about 75% of the green gas, so there's clearly more red gas now than there was green, and you can understand why I use gas as the example here, is it would look like this. In fact, we haven't touched the doubt, but the doubt has expanded to fill the void left by the lack of green gas. This is what I believe happens with doubt. Doubt is there in a constant. Now self-belief pushes it down and it holds it to a certain level when we're confident. But when we lose the self-belief, the doubt expands and it starts to consume our mind, and that's why you feel like you have a lot more. The reality is, if we took even more self-belief away, even more green gas out, it would look like this. And it creates an area which I believe is, I call paralysis. And what that means is not paralysis of the body, but paralysis of the mind. We get into a situation where we find we can't make decisions anymore. We don't know how to move forward. We feel trapped. I was working with a client some years ago who came in exactly like that into a coaching session. And she was at a point where she was feeling like she needed to resign. She had to put in a strategic paper by Friday. It was Tuesday. She'd been trying to work on it for a couple of weeks and got nowhere. And she said, Phil, I'm not up to this. I'm clearly not the right person. Within 5 minutes, I was able to get her to feel exactly differently, exactly the opposite to what that was. And she then nailed the strategic report, got it in on the Friday on time, unanimously accepted by the board, and she's still in that role as CEO today. And we'll talk about how I did that in a few minutes' time. But that is about building self-belief, injecting green gas. But the problem is, what happens when we inject too much? What happens when our green gas becomes so dominant in our mind? We get to this point and we become complacent. We start to feel like we're on top of everything. We're no longer getting our feet on the ground. So too much green gas is also an issue. That is why doubt is such a good thing. It keeps our feet on the ground. We need a healthy dose of doubt always. So when we're in that situation and we're doubting ourselves, we believe we're not good enough. We believe that other people might be better. I've had people say to me, Phil, I'm a fraud. It's only a matter of time till I'm found out, where other executives work out I'm not who they think I am. And that is just your doubt taking over. That is a lack of self-belief. In every one of those instances, as I did with this lady that I talked about before, all I do is get them to reflect on one thing. I ask them a simple question. Have you been here before? Have you ever in your life been in a situation where you felt trapped, where you couldn't move forward? And what I know is that we've all felt that way at times. And then I asked them, how did you get out of this? And when they start talking to me about this, what they realise is that they have been here before, but they did have a way out. And they start telling me things like, Phil, well, I just started making decisions. I just knew that I had to do something. And so what they did, they started moving forward and they got some momentum, which is exactly what happened to this lady. She said, Phil, this is what I did last time. I made these decisions, and I made this decision. Then I found the decision making got better. I felt more confident. And I don't know, I just got out of it. I just got myself back on my feet. So what is the truth about confidence? The truth about confidence is we need to inject green gas. We need to create self-belief. We need to maintain a healthy dose of doubt, but not let it consume us. We all deserve to be confident. And in everything we do with other people, we need to be talking to them about what they are good at and how we believe in them. And by creating belief in people, we will create confidence. Thank you.